Hello, everyone, and thank you so very much for joining in. And today is the very first session where we are going to understand what exactly we are going to learn, how this programming is going to help for kids, especially who are from 8 to 14 age. All right. So the very first thing, I today being only a theoretical session which we are going to understand, I want you guys to understand what exactly the theory behind this programming language. Okay, we'll try to understand what language is first and why I should learn this. There are a lot of questions which we are going to talk about today. And the very first thing, as I said, language itself. So let's start with this. The very first question which we have in our mind, what is Python? The very first question, what is Python? As I mentioned in the previous session, Python is a programming language. Okay, it's a programming language. We have different languages, right? We know English, we speak very good English, and somebody speaks some other language. Okay, we have our local language also. We speak Hindi, Telugu, Marathi, Kannada. We speak a lot of languages here. Why we are speaking actually so that we can communicate to others, right? So you want to talk to your friend, you want to talk to your parents, you want to talk to your siblings, you want to talk to your teachers, right? So whenever you want to talk to someone, we use some language to talk, to understand, to communicate. So basically, when you want to communicate with the computers, we need a language. So I know English language, but does that really sufficient to talk to the computers? Not really, because computer cannot understand your English language. It doesn't know what you're speaking. So what it requires is a programming language. Okay, the word itself is saying programming means a language through which you can program the computer. You can ask the computer to do anything for you. You can create a games. You can even create what you call web designs, web development. That is whatever you see, google.com, Facebook. Okay, the websites also we can create by using a programming languages. So this is what the programming language is all about. That is Python. So if I say Python is the only language which is a programming language, no, there are some 12,000 plus programming languages existing in the world. Okay, to 12,000 programming languages existing. Now, the question is, when we have so many programming languages in the world, why we are learning only Python? Okay, why we are learning only Python? Why not some other language? So let's see what are the some other language. We have something called C language. We have C++. We have something called .NET. Okay, we have something called Java. Okay, we have something called Golang. We have something called JavaScript. Okay, don't worry. What are all this? These are all programming languages, guys. Okay, so we have so many programming languages. Then why we are trying to learn only Python? That we need to understand very clearly. Okay, let's try to see why we are learning only Python. So this is a .NET. We have Java. This is Golang. This is JavaScript, and we have very important, that is Java. Okay, these are a different programming language. Now the question is, before learning Python, do I need to learn all these things? Not required, because all these are programming language only. Even if you learn one programming language, that's enough. Okay, that's enough to start with. Actually, if you learn everything, which is good, but if you want to start with one, so Python is the best one. So why Python is the best? Because it's easy to learn, very, very easy to learn. That's why even kids have started learning it. In the schools, it become mandatory now. In the colleges and universities also, it become mandatory subject. Initially, everybody used to learn C language, everybody used to learn Java language, but for them, for kids to learn these languages will be a very difficult one. Okay, so we have something called Python, which is going to be very, very easy to understand, to write, to write any code also. It's very, very, very easy. So that is what we are going to learn in this entire journey of Python learning. Okay, so what is a Python? As I mentioned, Python is a programming language. It's not a language which we can talk to each other. It is a language which we will talk to the computers in order to make your job done. Okay, it's only a language to use for the computers, not for our communication. So whenever you're trying to use this language, okay, let's try to get into more details now, having understood what is Python. And as we know, it is a programming language, and we have 12,000 programming languages, out of which you are learning only Python. All right, so let me start writing the other things. It's a programming language, and it is called as general purpose language. Okay, general purpose language. Python is called as general purpose language. Why it is called general purpose language? The reason is it is called a general purpose language because this language can be used for anything. Now the question is, what is anything? You can use it for developing a game. Even you can use this Python language to do your homework. Yes, we can use Python to do your most complicated homework. If you think that also can be managed by using a Python language. So why it is a general purpose language in the sense it can be used to create a websites. Okay, it can be used to use a game development. It can be used everywhere. What somebody is doing some manual job in the computer that can also be automated. So what I mean by automated in the sense where you're not doing anything manually, just click on the button and something is suddenly happens. Okay, the job is completed, automated. So anything is possible with a programming language that is a Python. So Python is a general purpose language. And third important thing which we need to understand, Python is high level programming language. Okay, Python is high level programming. What is the high level? High level in the sense, is it really difficult to understand, or why it is called a high level programming language? Okay, high level in the sense for whom it is a high level programming language that we need to understand. One is you, one is computer. So for whom the high programming language is high level languages are basically, it is easily can be understand by humans. Okay, it can be considered as a program friendly language. It is a very friendly language. High level programming language means it's a very friendly language. We have two things here. Before we get into high programming language, let's try to understand what is a low level language. Okay, there are two things here. One is high level programming language. One is a low level programming language. So when you say low level, let's try to understand first low level. It is also known as a machine language. Okay, this is also called as a machine language. That means only machines can understand. Low level language or only machines can understand. Not you and me can understand what is that machine language. Okay, high level language is something a programmer like you. Okay, once you start coding in the Python, you, me, anybody can understand high programming language. So high level programming is languages for us. Low level language or for machine. Only machines can easily understand this low level languages. We'll try to understand more this by practically, but now try to understand Python is called as, let me write here, that is called as general purpose language and high level language. Okay, high level programming language rather. So these are the two things which we need to understand before we actually deep dive into more things. Now, as I said, it is a programming language and we understood it's a general purpose where I can use anywhere I can use. If you know the complete Python, you can develop games. If you know the complete Python, you can also develop a web designing. You can create anything as such. Okay. Now, the thing is, having understood what is Python, what are all this, now let's try to understand who developed it actually. Okay, we need to always understand whenever you are learning something, we need to understand. For example, you are learning mathematics, so you always try to understand who is the father of this, who has invented this, how this mathematics is started. So for everything there is a history, right? So for every language it is history. So Python do have history, who has started it. So let's try to understand who started this one. Yeah, so Python was developed by whom? That is, we know Van Rossum, right? He's the guy, Guido van Rossum, he's the guy who has developed, or we can say invented, this Python programming language. Okay, he's the one. He's the one who has developed this Python programming language. While he was working at, let me write that as well, while he was working at National Research at Netherlands. Okay, so when he has developed this, when he was working with this NRI Institute. Okay, this is an institute, a National Research Institute. When he was working, okay, when he was working there at Netherlands. Netherlands is a place where he was working. He developed this Python programming language. So why we have a programming language, why we need it, we know it because we want to program the computer, right? So we have so many phones. If you look at, like, we have a Samsung phone, we have a Nokia phone, we have iPhone, we have a different brands, right? But all the though it is a different brands, but the purpose of the phone is same. Like, you want to call them, you want to use a WhatsApp, you want to use a Facebook, Twitter, you want to use all this, you want to play the games as well, right? So if you talk to your parents, they have iPhone and Samsung, different phones, but still you can play any game in the phones. So the way we have a different bands in the phones, in the programming language also, we have a different programming language. So it's my choice which one I want to learn, right? It's my choice. When I'm buying my phone or laptop also, it's my choice whether I should go for a Samsung, whether I should go for a Nokia, whether I should go for an iPhone. It's my choice. Nobody can force me. So when it comes to a programming language also, there are different languages, has a different specific reason why we should learn. And Python become a most favorite for everyone. That's why everybody's like, even teachers are learning, students are learning, professionals are learning, everybody's learning, right? Now we know who has developed Python, that is developed by Guido van Rossum. Okay, he is the one who has developed it. In which year he has developed it? Okay, the year it is developed, it's called as available from 1991. Officially, it was available in 1991. That is in 1991. Okay, it is officially available in 1991. But if you look at actually when if you look at like the actual birth date of this Python is, let me write that as well, b day. Let me write birthday of Python is 20th February 1991. Okay, the actual birthday. So it is actually available in 1991, and its birthday is on 20th February 1991. But actually, if you see when he has developed this one, it is developed in instead of Netherlands. Actually, he has developed in the year 1989. So just look at this: 1989, you have developed it, but you started using it 99. That is, you officially the birthday of this Python is 20th February 1991. So in the 1989, it has been developed, but it is considered the actual usage of Python came in the world is 1991. Okay, we are considering the birthday of Python in 1991, but actually it is started in 1989 only. That means 89, 90, 91. That means after that means after 2 years, they have announced, yes, you can go ahead and use it, because when they started, it is not a complete programming language. Then actual birthday being considered as a 1991. So I repeat what I have discussed so far. Python was developed by Guido van Rossum, okay, at the National Research Institute at Netherlands in 1989. And actually it is available in the market 1991. If you talk about the birthday, it is exactly 20th February 1991. So that's how the little history which you are trying to understand. Okay, and as I said, like, this Python programming language is recommended as first programming language for beginners. Okay, anybody who wants to learn programming, you can say that Python should be the first language to learn. But before Python, actually, people used to learn C language. Okay, whenever somebody wants to get into a computers, somebody wants to get into IT, information technology, okay, computer, those who works in software development and all, they are supposed to learn the first language as C language, then C++, then Java. But now the trend has changed. The trend has changed. Now people are saying, if you want to learn programming language, first programming language you should learn is Python. Why? Because we know that it is very, very, very easy, right? It's very easy. Even kids can start programming. There are a lot of kids in the world who have started learning programming. They're also already developing games. They're also designing nice, beautiful websites. They are doing a lot of stuff by using a Python. Okay, so the thing is, what I mean to say is, it is somebody who wants to start uh, the programming, they should start with only with the Python, because it's very easy, right? So this is how it is termed like it's the first programming language. Now let's see one more thing, how we got this name called Python. Okay. We should always focus on when we are learning something, how this, who invented this, in which year it is invented, who has given this name, because we have different names, right? Okay, you got your name, maybe your father is interested, you got your name because your mother is interested, so they gave you a nice beautiful name, right? Even Python name also given by this guy called Guido van Rossum, who has given this name called Python. But I'm interested to understand how he has given named this programming language as Python. Why not something else? Only Python. Why? Let's try to understand that. Okay. This guy used to watch a television show. Let's try to understand what is that show. Okay. He used to watch a television show in those years, that is in 1989, and the show name is The Complete Monty Python's Circus. Okay, we see lot of serials, lot of shows in the television, right? He is also used to watch one comedy show which is called as The Complete Monty Python's Circus. That's a show name. What I've written here, it's a TV show name. Is a very big fan of that particular show. So what he thought is, let me give the name of my language which I invented. Its name should be something from this show that is called Python. So he has taken the name from here. So Python, we always think like it's a kind of a snake, but no, it is a show name actually. It's a show name. Python, of course, it's a snake name, but his intention is not to give a snake name there. His intention is to give his own favorite name. So what is his favorite? His favorite is some comedy show. So from there, he has not taken Monty, he has not taken Circus, rather he has taken Python because he thought it's a nice name. So that's how we got this programming language got Python as a programming language name. Okay. Guido, when he developed this language by talking to all the programming language features, actually. So when he was developing, what he has done is he has tried to see that this language should have all those features with which has other programming language. Now let's try to understand one thing. You want something, a new brand came into the market like a phone. So when he's inventing a new phone or coming with a new phone, what he will do is he'll try to see that he will have all those features which is having in Samsung, which is having in Nokia, in having in iPhone. He'll try to uh, pick up some kind of a features from there and try to put it in all this new brand phone, right? So that's how they will try to copy some features. That's how the Python also been copied from different languages. Like as I said, they're the first language which you used to learn. Okay, our parents used to learn initially is C language. So when he was developing Python, he has taken some features from C. He has taken some features come from C++. He also taken from Java. Okay, this is Java. Okay, C language, C++, Java. So what I'm saying is, when the Python is invented, when it's developed, what he has done is he has not stolen, but he has picked up some features, very important features from these languages like C, C++, and Java. He has picked up some features. So that's why the Python has become more popular, because it has all the features what is required for you to develop any programs. Okay. All right, now we understood how the computer can understand the programming language which you're talking about. And whatever the question which you're asking the computer will not give the answer directly. First, it will try to understand what is your question, and it will convert its own language. Its own language is called as a binary language, and it will something looks like a 010101, which is a highly impossible for us to understand. Only computer can understand. So your question is like in English. You are going to do the programs, and the program will be converted into its own language to give the output. Now let's try to see where we can use Python. Okay, the question is where we can use Python. If you understand this question, then it will be very clear for us what I'm going to do in future if I learn this Python. Okay, the first and foremost thing is we can use Python everywhere. Let me write that simple answer. We can use everywhere. Okay, we can use the Python everywhere, means everywhere. So let me start putting all the areas where you can use this particular Python. The first one is desktop applications. Okay, the second one is, I'll write down first so that we can start discussing it. Then we can develop the web applications. And third one, we can use for developing games, of course. And we can use for artificial intelligence. So Python can be used everywhere, wherever you want, but I list down only few which you can understand. The first one is desktop applications. Okay, what is a desktop application? In the sense, for example, let me open my calculator. Okay, I'm just opening my calculator. This is called as a desktop application. That means this is an application which you can use on your desktop in order to do any complicated calculations. For example, 70 multiplied by 5, I want to see what is the total. It's a 350. So this is an application built by someone for us so that we can start using this. So this is one example called desktop. Desktop means not only calculator, there are thousands and millions of applications available. This is a one simple one which you can understand easily. So these kind of applications also we can develop. Okay, we can develop desktop applications as well. The second one is web applications. Web means what? Internet. That is www. Okay, let me explain this concept first. We have something called www, that is a world wide web, nothing but internet. Okay, when you want to go to a Facebook, when you want to go to any website where you are studying something, okay, those websites also can be built. Okay, brand new websites also can be built by using Python. So nothing but web applications. Google is a web application. Facebook is a web application, which you can also see in the phone, right? Which you can also you can watch in the phones, and as well as the computer, desktop, laptop, iPad. You can use it anywhere. So websites also we can develop. So you know already Flipkart is there. That is a one website. Okay, when you want to do some shopping, you use a Flipkart. Amazon is there. Okay, there are Myntra. There are a lot of websites where you purchase something. There are certain website where you book flight tickets. There are certain website where you book your train tickets, bus tickets. Okay, there are certain websites where educational purpose. So there are different ways, different variety of websites available. So when you want to develop some website for study purpose or from game purpose or anything, you can create by using a Python programming language. But that what we are learning is completely basics. So ABCD we are learning. So the next one is you can develop by using a games also. So that means by using a Python programming language, we can also develop games. Okay, initially, first we need to understand the Python programming language itself. Then you can think about how to develop games. Here we are not going to play any games. Here we are not going to develop anything. First, we are learning Python as a Python programming language. Okay. The next thing is artificial intelligence applications also we can develop. Artificial intelligence in the sense something like which is working on its own. For example, there is a car, right? If you want a car to be moved, we need a driver, right? We need a driver who can drive the cars, then only it will move. But nowadays you can see by using this AI, nothing but artificial intelligence, robotics. Okay, you might have heard this robotics word. So what is happening? On its own it's working. That means driverless cars. I repeat, driverless cars. That means no driver, but the car will automatically run. That is nothing but artificial intelligence. So there's a lot of programming goes behind the scenes by using a Python. There are other programming languages also will be involved. Machine learning. There are a lot of languages is used, not only Python, but a lot of things being used in order to create this artificial intelligence applications like robots. Okay, nowadays the robots are talking, right? They are behaving the way you are behaving because there is a programming is written. Okay, The programming is written for the robot to how to speak, how to answer the question, how to behave, how to sit, how to walk. They were trained, but how it is able to do all the actions what you are saying, because there is a program written for that. Okay, even look at your remote. When you click on one, the channel one is appeared. When you click on two, two is appeared. So this is not a artificial intelligence, but this is a program written already. So we are all already a programmers, right? We are running the program. That is, when you are changing the channel, also you are changing the program. The program is changed from one program to another program by clicking on your remote. Your AC, how it works, it has a remote, right? When you want to increase the chillness or decrease it, you want the AC to fun according to your requirement, then you are keep using that remote. So something like that. So everything is automated. See, these automated things also can be developed by using this Python. So don't think about like I can develop, design and develop a remote control. No, we can, but there's a lot of programming goes behind that. Okay, so artificial intelligence is example, best example for you guys to understand is driverless cars. So there is no driver, but still it is taking your instructions and driving the car to your destination. You're going school, you're going to your friend's place. The car without the driver, car can take you there. So that's kind of facilities coming in because of this artificial development. So a lot of things is just I've given a one example, but a lot of things in the initial class. Let's try to focus on the basic things first. We'll slowly try to understand a lot of things. So this is what we understand now, where we can use a Python. Those who are having a question, where we can use Python, this is where we can actually use a Python language. That is, in simple, my answer is not restricted to this only. You can use Python everywhere. Actually, I've written only 4, but there are so many. I want you to investigate yourself, come with a lot of questions next week. Python can also be used here, but if it is used, why it is used. But this is a basic example. Okay. Now let's try to see the features of Python. Okay, features of Python. For everything, you'll have certain features. For example, you have a great television at home, so it has some features. It is like a 55 inches TV. It is black in color. It can give you a lot of colors. So it has certain features, right? It has a lot of features. Now, what happens is now, as I said, like every object will have certain features. Like your car, if you look at your car, someone's car is red color, someone's car is black color, someone's car is a very big size, someone's car is very small size. So these are all features, right? Features of a product. So for the Python, what are the features? Let's try to understand. The first feature what we have is it's very simple and easy to learn. Okay, it's very simple and easy to learn, because if you want to learn the programming also, first thing you need to know your English, because the kind of program which you are going to write, it's only in English, but you are going to write in a different style. Okay, the way you do your English homework or something, no, not that way. You are going to, you're writing a computer program, so obviously we are going to use the same English language only, but writing in a different style. That is what I mean. Okay, so Python is very simple and easy to learn. So why it is simple? Because the statements what you're going to write, okay, let me put it this way, the code what you're going to write in the software, that is Python software, the code is going to be a plain English, where kids can also understand how to read them, how to run them, how to get the output. So it is very easy, guys. And that's it. And the next one, if you look at the feature, okay, the next feature what I'm saying is free and open. Okay, this software, actually, if you want to buy any software, you need to pay some money. But when it comes to Python, it is free. That means anybody can go to this Python site and can download the software. It's free. We are not going to pay money to buy this software. Anybody, when he develops a software, they will expect when you want to use them, they expect like you should pay them, right? If you want to buy a TV, like you pay money, right, to get the TV. But in this programming language, what happens is, like when you want to buy something, there are paid versions of softwares, there are free softwares, there are some free softwares also available. This is also a free software. Okay, that means in the next week we are going to see how to install the software freely without paying anything. So it's a free software. And the next important thing, what we need to understand here is features which you are talking about. This is a high level programming language. Okay. As I said, high level programming language. As I said, high level programming language, like there are every programming language is a high level programming language only, because when you're writing a language, it is a programmer friendly language. Who is a programmer? Actually, the one who is writing a program, right? So it is a language which is a friendly language for the programmer. Okay. And we can easily write the program by using this Python, because it's a high level program language which computer will not understand, but yes, definitely I can understand. Because why? Because I know one language called English language, and the language which I'm going to write is also like English. I'm not saying it is English, it's like an English, it's a programming language. So it is in a high level language, computer cannot understand. So because the computer can understand only low level languages, and low level languages are very complicated for us, we cannot understand. High level we can understand, computer cannot understand. So it's a opposite to each other, right? The next one is let me write this also, indie platform independent. That means when you write a program, in Python, what happens is, like we all know, we are using a Windows, right? This is a Windows software. Okay, we are using a Windows software. Likewise, other software is also available. So when I write a Python program, it not only works in Windows environment, that is those who are using in the laptops or desktops, you might have seen there is a Windows operating system. Right now I'm using Windows 7, somebody using Windows 10. This is called as an operating system. So we need to understand what is an operating system here. Operating system is a system which helps you to run the computer. Okay, everybody uses mobiles, right? You might have seen in the mobiles, like even if you want to run your mobile, we need an operating system. Okay, might be not Windows, but there we have something called Android. Android is an operating system to run the mobiles. But to run your computers, Android will not work. We need a Windows. Like Windows, there are other operating systems also, but right now I'm talking about Windows. So the program what I've written in Windows Python program, that can also be used. The same program can also run on a different computers where Windows is not there. So that is what you call as a platform independent. Platform independent means anywhere you can run this program. Okay, any operating system also we can run this program. The next one is portability. Portability in the sense, if I want to develop a same game, let's assume in a C++ also we can develop the games. But the thing is, there maybe I need to write, I'm just giving an example, there I may need to write some 10,000s of lines to build a program, to build a game. But when it comes to Python, it's so easy. Even 10, 15 lines, very small lines you can write and finish your gaming. So so easy to write, easy to understand, platform independent, portability in the sense you are not writing a big lines here, very small lines. You are writing the code and it can be moved anywhere from, that means one platform to another platform. So it's very easy. Okay, so that is what we are calling as portability. Portability, it's very easy to move anywhere. The second one is this language extensible in the sense, let me write here. Okay, this language is extensible. What is the meaning of extensible is we can use other languages in the Python program. It's strange, actually. What is extensible? Let's try to understand more. When I'm writing Python, I'm writing Python only. I'm not writing anything else. But Python is such a language, even if you know other languages also, can also be mixed up with the Python. So that means when I'm writing Python, I know C language also. I can just add into my Python programming language. If you know, it's not mandatory that while learning Python, you should also learn C language. No, it's not mandatory. But if you know, that language and this language can be used together in order to make any big programs if it is required. So these are the different features what we know, that is simple and easy to understand and learn, free and open source, high level programming language, platform independent, portability, and extensible. It can be extend to any level of other programming language. We can just add up, right? We can use other languages programs in Python. So that means I'm good at C language. So let's assume I've created one program in C language. That program I can just use in my Python also. So that is a best thing about Python actually. So it is very free. You can use wherever you want. Now the thing is, okay, so every product will have some good and bad things, right? Every product will have some good and bad things also. So these are all the good things you can say, because it is very simple, very portable. These are all really attractive, but there are certain limitations also. Limitations in the sense, which are not goods, okay, not good features. So limitations is the performance in the sense, whenever you're running Python, not if you're writing some 100 lines, thousands lines, you'll not find that. I'm talking about a high level, okay? When you're writing some thousands, millions of code in the Python, you will find that it will be very, very slow, very, very slow actually, compared to other programming languages like C and Java is very fast, very fast. They're the very fast programming language, but Python is considered to be very slow programming language. Okay, and the second disadvantage or limitation we can say is not using for mobile applications. Okay, as I was telling, Python can be used anywhere. Yes, of course. You can also develop mobile apps by using Python, but actually it is not that great when we are trying to use this Python for the mobile application. So this is a limitation. It's not that we are restricted. We cannot develop Python mobile applications. Okay, whatever you see mobile apps on your mobile, those apps also we can develop by using a Python, but what developers are saying, developers who are really working on Python, what they are saying is it is not really a good programming language to use for the mobile application. But however, we can still use it for a smaller applications. But when you think about bigger applications, we cannot use a Python programming language.